This video demonstrates the facility location tool that helps you choose the best location for one or more facilities from a set of possible locations. Facility location requires a point or area layer of the clients to be served, and a point or area layer containing the facility locations under consideration. If you have existing facilities in your facility layer, you must also make separate selection sets of the candidate and existing facilities. In this example, I have a warehouse that is no longer sufficiently large enough to service all of my retail stores, so I need to open a second warehouse. I've already used Create a Map Wizard to locate my retail stores, and then to locate the addresses of my existing warehouse and candidate sites. See the separate video on creating a map using your data if you want to learn more about creating point layers such as these. I used the selection tools to create a selection set containing my one existing warehouse, and a second selection set containing the candidate features. Now I can choose Tools, Analysis, Facility Location to start the Facility Location Wizard. First, I need to choose the client layer of locations to be serviced, which in this case is the retail store layer. Next, I need to choose the existing and candidate features. Next, you choose whether to balance the facilities using route-based distances or straight lines. If you choose the route option, choose whether to use the fastest, based on time, or shortest, based on distance, route. I'll go ahead and leave this on fastest. If you want, you can also choose to omit from your analysis any routes that exceed a threshold by checking this box and entering a maximum value in minutes or distance units. Next, you choose the number of new facilities. I'll leave this on 1 and click Next. Finally, you will choose how you want to optimize the location of your facilities. Choose the first option if you want to minimize the average cost of service to each client. Some clients may be very far away. Choose the second option if you want to reduce the highest cost of service to any one client. The average cost may be higher, but this will ensure no client is too far away from a facility. This would be the preferred method, for example, if you were trying to determine the best location for a new fire station and wanted to reduce the maximum distance a fire engine needs to travel to a resident's home. And choose this third option if you want to keep the facilities as far as possible from the nearest client. Landfills and power plants, for example, are often located relatively far from major population centers. I'm also going to weight the clients by the number of units of demand so as to prioritize the most important stores that sell the most units. When I click Finish, Maptitude determines which candidate facilities to open based on the choices I made in the wizard. And now you can see that Maptitude has determined that using the Cicero location for the second warehouse will provide the best overall service. I'm going to do one more facility location procedure, but this time I'll let Maptitude determine the number of facilities to open. First, I'm going to close the workspace, and then reopen my original workspace. Again, I'll choose Tools, Analysis, Facility Location, use the retail stores as my client layer, and the warehouses as my facility layer. Only this time I'm going to choose Automatic for the number of new facilities and click Next. Choose this option if you want to find the best facility locations to bring the average cost of service below a certain threshold. Or choose this second option if you want to bring the cost of service to every individual client below a certain threshold. For example, I may want no retail store to be more than 60 minutes from a warehouse. I want my average drive time to be less than 30 minutes, so I'm going to enter 30 here and click Finish. Again, Maptitude determines which facilities to open based on the choices that I made in the wizard. Now you can see that Maptitude has determined that I need to open 4 new facilities to keep my average drive time to service the stores under 30 minutes. If I make the retail store layer the working layer, I can create a color theme on the stores showing the warehouse to which they are assigned. And finally, I no longer need to see the candidate warehouses on the map, so I'll click here in the Display Manager once to make the selection set inactive, and a second time to make it invisible. Now my map shows my original warehouse, the new warehouses necessary to provide the level of service I want, and a color theme showing which warehouse will serve each retail store. And that wraps up this video on facility location with Maptitude.